Greetings 385. I hope you've had a great week. I really enjoyed reading all of your introductions. I'm just so excited for our 8 weeks together. So how can you keep in touch with me? What's the best way? I am available all day during the week. I will get back to you as quickly as possible. I check my email all the time, so you should have a response within 6 hours during the week. Sometimes I check my email on the weekend. Sometimes I have something going on and I don't. But email is the fastest. I only have one email in my inbox right now, so I promise I'll get back to you really quickly. If you don't hear back from me within 48 hours, please reply back or resend it or retype it, because that is an anomaly and you should hear back from me. So either it went to the wrong email address or I accidentally deleted it or something. I don't know. But if you don't hear back from me within 48 hours, please respond. I'd appreciate if you don't use the message feature in Brightspace. I don't get a notification that I have a message there. And if I don't check it, then I may not see your message. All right, the focus on week 2 is social studies standards. If you've taken other education classes, you may have learned about the Common Core standards in math or English language arts. The social studies standards in California are a little complicated because we actually have 2 sets. And so to help you, I did create a video that goes over this process. It talks about the history of the standards. It explains the difference between social studies standards and English standards and math standards and science standards. And it goes through all of those different things and then explains the big assignment this week, which is the Evaluate Standards assignment. So the first thing is to watch a video on Edpuzzle that is me explaining the purposes of the social studies standards and comparing the social studies standards and the framework. And if you don't watch the video, it is going to be really hard to do the third assignment, which is evaluating the content standards. So let's take a look at those 2 assignments. All right, so here we are in Brightspace, and I'm going to go to week 2, okay? And I have this checklist here that I can look at, and this will link me to all the assignments. So you're doing this one here right now. Good job. And then this is the video on the standards. So if you open this up, this is an Edpuzzle. I would encourage you to log into Edpuzzle first and then click on these assignments, because sometimes what happens is we don't realize we're logging in with multiple accounts, and then we have multiple accounts going and we don't think we have the assignment, but we do. So I would log in first and then click on these assignments. And then this is the Evaluate Content Standards assignment. So let me open that up for you and show you what that looks like. All right, so this is the standards, and I'm not going to go too in depth in this video because I have a whole video on Edpuzzle about how to do this assignment, but this is assignment number 3. And so you're going to be in this Google Doc. So you'll make a copy of this Google Doc and then you'll share it with me. When you share this with me, my Google for school is catherine.kinsey@laverne.edu. You can also download this as a Word file if you want. Just make sure you turn it in as a PDF, or you can turn this as a PDF. It's pretty easy to turn in Google Docs in Brightspace. I want to show you, this is just an example of a student who completed it last year, just to see sort of the length that we're going for here. So there is one that's an example, and then you're going to fill in all of the boxes. So none of these boxes at the bottom should be empty. The final assignment for this week is the reading and discussion. And if you have a different edition of the textbook, you're going to have to look at these titles and then pull the pages. So I don't want you reading all of 2, 3, and 4. That's too much. So from chapter 2, it's these 3 pages. That's it. From chapter 3, these 5, and then these 7, and then it's a big chunk of chapter 4. But you're going to read all 3 sets of these pages, and then you're going to answer the questions on the discussion board. So when I click on week 2 reading and discussion, it's going to take me to the questions. And so the question is, identify one instructional tool you would use in a future classroom and why. What is the difference between collaborative and cooperative learning? And how do project-based learning and inquiry-based learning support the student of social sciences specifically? I can tell when you've read the book and when you're winging it and when you've used AI. So I strongly encourage you to use the book, because I've read the book, so I can tell when the information is coming or inspired by the book. A few guidelines on grades. If you get a 0, I didn't see it. I would never, ever in a million years give a student a 0 for work completed. That's not my style. So if you get a 0, then I didn't see it. Either it got submitted wrong or something happened. I make mistakes. I'm not a robot. So please email me if you have a 0 and you think you turned an assignment in. A 1 means I saw you turn something in, but I don't have access to it. And I'll put a comment as well. If you need extra time because you have a catastrophe, your computer breaks, or there's a family illness or a family event, or you have a question and you're just not sure, please ask me, okay? I'm here to support you. And sometimes that means that we all need a little bit of extra time. That happens to everyone. And so I want to help you be successful, but if you don't tell me what's going on, then I don't know that you need extra time. So please reach out if you need extra time for some reason. I hope you have the most wonderful week. Again, send me an email if you need me, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. All right, all the best. Bye.